Order. Senator Paterson.
Thank you, Mr President. My question is for the Minister for Employment, Senator Cash. I refer to the recent revelations of secret payments from employers to unions never disclosed to employees or union members, which corrupt unions and their officials. Can the Minister inform the Senate of the detrimental impact of these payments?
The Minister for Employment, Senator Cash.
Thank you, Mr President, and I thank Senator Paterson for the question. Mr President, unions have a responsibility to deal openly and honestly with their members and to put the interests of their members first. In the same respect, though, employers have a duty to act with integrity towards their employees and not do secret deals that will adversely affect those employees. It is unfortunate that the Hayden Royal Commission, like so many Royal Commissions before it, uncovered rafts of payments collectively worth millions of dollars from employers to unions made for highly questionable purposes, but what is worse, never disclosed to the members of the union or the employees. What did these include, Mr President? Free renovations of a union official's home, bogus payments said to be for training that was never actually provided, and secret deals by which employers paid unions, such as the AWU, to keep workers' pay and conditions at below award rates. What an absolute disgrace. Others extracted payments, Mr President, to bolster their status and power, particularly within the Labor Party. For example, that would be the current Leader of the Opposition, Bill Shorten, and Caesar Melham. They were effective at this, to say the very least. They regularly signing employees up to the union without their knowledge and securing ongoing payments to the AWU in Victoria. Most people would say, how come the law allows this to happen? Well, the Hayden Royal Commission recommended that payments like these be criminalised. So we are going to introduce legislation to criminalise secret payments between employers
Thank you, Minister.
and unions.
The time for answering the question has expired. On my left, Senator Cameron. Order. Senator Cameron, you've asked your question earlier today. Senator Paterson, supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr President. Can the Minister advise the Senate what action the government is taking to protect workers and union members and outlaw these secret payments?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr President. Well, the government will amend the Fair Work Act to ban secret payments from employers to unions. Certain legitimate payments will be allowed, but these payments will need to be disclosed to the employees in the course of negotiating an enterprise agreement. Criminal penalties will apply to both the employer and the unions. The party that makes or offers the payment will be penalised in the same way as the party that solicits or receives the payment. Criminal penalties for payments with the intent to corrupt will be 10 years in prison and $900,000 for an individual or $4.5 million for companies. Penalties for other illegitimate payments will be 2 years in prison or $90,000 or $450,000 for companies. Those who would oppose this legislation need to front the Australian people and explain why.
Thank you, Minister. The time for answering the question has expired. Senator Paterson, final supplementary question.
Can the Minister apprise the Senate of the history of secret payments by employers to unions and the influence they can have on union officials?
On my left. Minister.
Well, thank you, Mr President. And let's start with the Leader of the Opposition, Bill Shorten, because unfortunately the law allowed Bill Shorten to basically negotiate away the penalty rates that applied to the lowest paid workers in this country at Clean Event, in exchange for the employer providing to the AWU a cash benefit of $25,000 per year for 3 years. But also, because Bill Shorten, the current Leader of the Opposition, needed to bolster his power in the Labor Party, he was also very happy to take on board a list of employees which he then added to his union. Anybody who thinks in their right mind that that type of behaviour should be allowed, quite frankly, should hang their heads in shame. This should be one of the most uncontroversial pieces of legislation that ever passes through this Senate. Banning secret payments between employers and unions.
Thank you,
that's
Minister.
in the interest
The
of the
time for
workers.
answering the question has expired.